Right, how is everyone doing today? Great, I hope. Just wanted to show everyone this here, the Sinclair 128K ZX Spectrum Plus 2. Uh, this one, it works and all, but the tape deck has stopped working, for whatever reason. I think the belts that connect it are gone or something, I don't know. But it was working for a while, then I don't have the skills to fix it, so it is what it is. So this now originally we had the Sinclair ZX Spectrum 48K, which everything was separate. The tape deck was over here, but wires going into it, and the joysticks had to be plugged into it. But this one has all the parts on the computer. So it was just a better design. It was more expensive than the 48K ZX Spectrum, but this didn't come out till like 1988, 1987, around that time. Whereas the original Sinclair ZX Spectrum came out 1981, 1982. The graphics and the sound are exactly the same. Well, they are a bit better because it's 128K, but play record, so it has everything you need in the one unit, which was the point of it. But it's an awesome computer, I have to say. It was one of my favorites from back in the day, and some of my favorite games on the Sinclair ZX Spectrum is Nemesis the Warlock, Horoscope Skin, Jetpack, Pissed, Cookie. These are just some of the great games on the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. Checkered Flag is a great game. Panama Joe is a great game for the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. And the great thing about back in the day was they were all on cassette. Well, not all of them, but for the Spectrum, they were all on cassette. So you could get a blank tape and the game, put it in a hi-fi that has play on one side and record on the other, and you can copy the games, which is awesome. But I think that the companies got onto that, and that's why they start making fucking tapes, so games won't be bought for free. But it was fucking awesome. So actually, I forgot I had this. Like I said, when the tape deck stopped working, I just stopped using it. And just put it away. I'd say at some point I will get this working again, but I just don't have the time or patience to do it. But the bad thing about Spectrum games, it took all day for the games to fucking load. But the games were more advanced than Atari games. Characters look like characters. A human being actually look like a human and had better sound. But the only drawback is you had to wait all day for the games to load. And sometimes, if the tape is faulty, the game won't load at all. So it's just a matter of luck, really. But it's pretty cool, I have to say. Now that's a reset button. That's where the joysticks go. So yeah, the ZX Spectrum was gone up against the Commodore 64 and the Amiga and Amstrad and so forth. The Spectrum was always the cheapest choice. The Commodore 64 was more expensive and more advanced graphically, but the Spectrum was, if the option, if you didn't have the cash, this was the computer to get, and it was awesome. It really was. Now this one here I actually got off eBay around 2006 for 60 quid, and I got a bunch of games with it. But I think the guy who owned it knew that the tape deck was on his last legs. He just didn't tell me about it. Look, I asked him, does it work? Can I see it working? He showed me it working, and it was working. But I had this for about 2 weeks, and then the tape deck just stopped working. So just keep that in mind. If anyone's thinking of getting a ZX Spectrum Plus 2, 128K, the tape deck will eventually fucking break. That's just the way it is. But Yeah. Now, we originally wanted to get the original 48K ZX Spectrum, but they're really, really expensive. And sometimes it doesn't come with everything, you know. Sometimes you have to get the tape deck separate and you have to get the joystick separate. With this, it's all in the one machine, you know. But most of the time, back in the day, we used the keys to play the games, which was awkward at first, but once you learn the keys, you know, playing the games was awesome. So we didn't really need to have a joystick, you know. Like I said, so yeah, I mean, it's fucking awesome, I have to say, you know. A lot of people learned how to type using one of these, I imagine. I know I did. And program games and other things. Like, that was the great thing about the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. It came with a manual showing you how to make games and how to use the computer, and it was so that the everyday Joe Soap could use a computer. So it was awesome. Sir Clive Sinclair, as we know, made the Spectrum, and fair play to him. Like I said, the Commodore 64 was really American, and so I believe, but was way more expensive. So most people got over here in England, Ireland, got the Spectrum. Now the Atari 2600 was out, but it was really, really expensive, and we couldn't afford it back in the day, so we got the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. It wasn't until 1983 that Apollo and Moore Street had the Atari 2600, and we could afford it, you know. Great stuff. So, you know, I hope this just brings back memories. Sitting here waiting for the games to load. But look at a big flickering screen with lines and shit like that. But some stuff. Double Dragon is pretty good on this, you know. But back then, like I said, we were using the keys to play the games because we didn't have joysticks, so we couldn't afford them because shit was expensive. Even for back then, shit was expensive, you know. And doing the need of the computer made in Taiwan, like, you know. Yeah, so so yeah, and that's where all the printer and stuff goes. And so I had a lot of RGB. The video signal out this is better than the 48K ZX Spectrum, you know. With the ZX Spectrum, all you had was the RF, but with this you have RGB, SCART lead, and stuff. So it was more advanced. So it was more expensive, you know. And yeah, so let's just want to make a quick video about that. And when I get my Atari VCS, we'll be able to play Spectrum games and Commodore 64 games without waiting all day for the games to load and hoping that they work, you know. Because like I said, sometimes you get a tape and they be fucking dodgy and it just won't work, you know. So, but like I said, we got tons of free games for the Spectrum. On Capel Street, there used to be a place called Premier Computers. It's gone now. They used to rent games, and they used to get like loads of games for like £5. We got like 6 games on tape. We bring them back and we copy them and stuff. But like I said, they call onto it and stop making tapes. Now everything is digital on cartridge, so you can't fucking copy them. But people find a way around them things. You know what I mean? There's people out there that'll fucking find a way around shit like that. Yeah, so now the original 48K Spectrum had big rubber fucking keys. They weren't like this, if you know what I mean. So yeah. Remember, to actually load the games, you have to load enter, you know, and you press play, you know, and so yeah, I mean, just a tip. Trying to figure out how to load the games at first was complicated because it's not just a matter of putting the tape in, you can press and play. Now, what you have to, most games come with inside the cassette tape instructions about how to load the game. But if anyone out there actually gets one of these things, trying to figure out how to load the game, so here's what to do. See, load, dot, enter. You press play, and then it'd be a big white screen with Sinclair ZX Spectrum 1982, or in this one, beat 1985 or 86, and you press play, and that's it. You just have to wait 5-10 minutes for it to load, and when the game is fully loaded, the tape will stop automatically. And you have to fucking rewind the tape if you want to start the game all over again. So now, if you just want to reset a game, just press reset and that's it. But for the Spectrum, if you want to reset the game, you have to escape. You hold shift and escape, and then you have to fucking rewind the tape. So yeah, just time consuming to play games. The people made fucking music programs. That's how we made a playlist back in the day. And we fucking put them on tape. It just took longer to do, But the fact that we could do it, set it aside from console, I mean, you can make your own music playlists and shit. You can make your own games. You couldn't do that on a console because it didn't have a keyboard or the functionality to do it, but especially in the Commodore 64 you could. So this is a big trip down memory lane. I actually forgot I had this, and yeah, I hope this brings back memories for other people out there. Like I said, there was the Sinclair ZX Spectrum, the Commodore 64, Amiga, Amstrad. But this is the one that we had back in the day, before we got the Atari 2600. And then after that, in 1995, got the fucking Nintendo Entertainment System. Then in 1999, we got the Sega Mega Drive. And then in 1992, we got the Super Nintendo. We've got every system known to man now, pretty much. So, I hope everyone out there has a great day. And the Atari VCS will come out. It's just a matter of when. Because this fucking coronavirus, it stopped production. I'm just gonna wait till production starts. That's what it's all about. So I hope everyone has a great day and take care and bye bye.